get it right out to the people. All right, we've got breaking news here. Jayden Reed, Green Bay Packers wide receiver. He has led the Packers in receiving yards the last 2 seasons, I think receiving touchdowns as well. I think he's been our best receiver since he came in the league. Bill Huber reports here on X, Jayden Reed is back. While he hasn't been a 1,000-yard receiver, he put up some absurd numbers last year. And maybe we can do that. We can just kind of dive into some of his career totals and his PFF grades. But again, Jayden Reed will be active against the Chicago Bears when they kick off tomorrow, the battle for the NFC North. Jayden Reed is one of my favorite players. And last year, he caught a lot of flack from portions of the fan base. I remember talking about this on the show, like, why have we convinced ourselves all of a sudden that Jayden Reed is a bad football player? I just couldn't understand it. I had no idea. I'm like, why are Packer fans pretending like Jayden Reed all of a sudden can't catch a pass? He's not the most efficient wide receiver on the roster. It just blew my mind that there were people that kind of believed that. Because when you look at the numbers, I'm going to drop this article down here real quick and go to NFL Pro. If you look at his career stats, and really if we just went to the Packers' entire receiving roster or whatever, we could line this up for you guys and gals. But when you look at his first 2 years in the league, right, if you guys can see it, it's probably a little bit tough for y'all to see. We'll see if we can zoom in a little bit more maybe. So his first 3 years of his career here, let's just stay with his first 2 because he's been banged up since week 2 of this year. Jayden Reed, okay, 16 games played. He ran 369 routes. He was targeted 94 times, caught 64 balls for 793 yards and 8 touchdowns. He was averaging 12.4 yards per reception. Last year, 2024, played in all 17 games, 366 routes, so 3 less routes than he ran his rookie year. He was targeted 75 times, significantly less targets, and caught 55 catches and had 857 receiving yards for 6 touchdowns. This is the part that blew me away last year. The people that were complaining about Jayden Reed last year, I'm going, y'all do realize he's statistically having a better year than he did his rookie year when everybody loved him, right? Because, again, his catch percentage went up. It went up from 68.1 to 73.3. His catch rate over expected went up from plus 1.8% to plus 2.9%. His receiving EPA increased from 26.2 to 37.7. His yak total increased. If I zoom out just a touch here, I mean, everything across the board, Jayden Reed played better. He was a better receiver last year than he was his rookie year. I mean, you compare everything here, right? Average or air yards per target is the only thing that was down. But again, you probably started to use him a little more in the slot. His rookie year, it was 10 air yards per target. Last year, it was 8.2 air yards per target. This year, it jumped to 12.3 before he got hurt. And his average separation actually increased as well. 2023, it was 3.4 was his average separation, right? Target separation. And then in 2024, it increased to 4.0. So again, Jayden Reed got better in his second year with the Packers, statistically across the board. The only thing that went down was his touchdowns by 2. But again, I think touchdowns can kind of be a little bit misleading in my opinion. You can have a guy who's got 10 touchdown catches and they may have led the league in drops. You know, they may have not been anywhere near where they need to be in catch percentage or yards per catch, but because they took advantage of specific situations down inside the 5, inside the 10, it makes them look like, oh, they were absolutely awesome, right? So again, that's something else to just kind of take into consideration as well as you continue to look at this. I'm going to jump over to PFF now, and let's take a quick glance at what Jayden Reed is going to mean to this team in terms of PFF grades. We already kind of talked about it this year, what he's grading out at. And he was our highest grading receiver, albeit it was just 1.5 weeks, right, is essentially what it ended up being. And if we go to Jayden Reed's career here, however, I'm going to pop this up on the screen for you guys and gals. Let me know in the chat what y'all think about Jayden Reed. Are we excited about Jayden Reed returning to this roster tomorrow? What will his snap count look like tomorrow too as well? That's going to be really, really interesting to see how they monitor that. So here we go. Jayden Reed on the career, his rookie year, 73.3. You guys know the measuring stick that we use, whether a player is going to be a good football player or not when they enter the NFL, is Do they hit the 60 mark in PFF? That's one of the things, right? We're looking for drop percentage. We're looking for, yards per reception. There's a lot of different things, but really, if you grade out 60 or higher as a rookie, it's a pretty good indicator you're going to be a good football player. Okay. 2023, 73.3 right out of the gate. Okay. What's he going to do with the sophomore slump? 2024, second year in the league, 71.7 PFF grade for Jayden Reed. This year, albeit 1.5 games, 89.9. He looked so comfortable. Even the play where he broke his collarbone was just like it was a hell of a play. It just seemed like he was playing so much more comfortable. Hopefully the collarbone doesn't mess with his head a little bit in terms of taking hits and things like that. But Jayden Reed, telling you, he was on pace to be a dominant force this year. I'm excited to get him back. So now it's going to change a lot of things up, right? When you look at Jayden Reed and what he means to this team, he's predominantly been the F receiver, the slot receiver, the moving. Some people call it a moving Z. Anytime that guy who looks close to being in the Z position is moving with cheat motion and things, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp them with the F in Matt LaFleur's offense. That's typically how that works in terms of identifying those guys. But he can play F, he can play Z. I think he can play X, although they haven't asked him to play X much at all. It was mostly F and a Z. They would mix that in and out with Christian Watson. So now you've got Jayden Reed coming back. You have Matthew Golden, who's played a little F, right? You had, everybody across the board here really has played F up to this point. Even Romeo Doubs has played a little F, although he's predominantly your boundary X receiver. So you've got Christian Watson in the Z, field side wide receiver, typically tight end side of the field off the line of scrimmage, not much of a motion guy. You have the F, which is typically the slot guy. Sometimes he'll line up as the 1 and then motion to the 2 or the 3 or come all the way across the formation on a jet sweep. That's your flyer. That's your F position. And then, of course, the X we talked about with Rome. So Jayden Reed is built to be an F and a Z is what he's built to be, okay? So this year, how have you been approaching this, right? We've been seeing Matthew Golden play the F and the Z. Have we heard anything on Golden, guys? Let me know in the chat. There you go. That's exactly what Coach Lynn was just saying. I wonder if Golden is back also. That could be interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, if Jayden Reed seems like he's 100% coach and maybe Golden isn't quite there, I would give Golden another week. Let him rest up. Let Jayden go out there and play F. So you'd have Romeo in the X. You'd have Jayden Reed in the F, Christian Watson in the Z, and you got Dontavion Wicks, who's been playing F and Z. He's been playing some X too, but mostly F and Z is what we've seen. Really, F and X is what he's better suited for. X first, then F is how I see Dontavion Wicks. But as you seen last week, man, they were using him in the F and using a lot of cheat motion, a lot of exit motion, and getting him on some of those separation throws. So I think that's what that'll look like tomorrow. And I agree. J. Cole in the chat says, will Jayden be on a snap count? I think he would have to be, right? Like, surely they won't send him out there and have him play every single snap, right? I just have a hard time believing they're going to go that route. I think it's just going to be a heavy mix of all these guys. And obviously Malik Heath being cut, you kind of X him out of the equation. I think their plan there is hopefully he'll clear waivers, bring him back on the practice squad is what I imagine they would do there. So going to be really, really interesting to see how they utilize Jayden Reed. Nonetheless, man, this is great freaking news that Jayden Reed is back in the fold. Excited to see him back out there against the Bears tomorrow. How much will they use him? How effective will he be? There's going to be some rust to knock off, although Bill Huber, I think it was, tweeted out the other day that Jayden Reed looked really fast in practice. And again, you're going, okay, it was a collarbone, Clayton. Well, don't forget, he also had the Jones fracture in his foot, right? I was worried that may slow him down. It doesn't sound like he's lost any speed. Now, we got to get him out there, obviously, and get him in with the real bullets flying for sure, man. Coach Lynn says, was Watson on a snap count when he came back? That's a great question, Coach. I want to say he was, Coach, but it wasn't like a 10 snap count. You know, it was one of those things where it was like, but heck, we could probably find out. Matter of fact, let me do this real quick. Let me drop this down. We'll wrap up with this too. Let me just see if I can go find Christian Watson, and then we'll look at his snap count when he returned this year. That is a great, great question. Give me just 1 second, gang. Christian Watson, bang. We'll get it up on the screen for you guys and gals. Grades. This is good podcasting right here. That's why I love talking ball with you guys, though. You get me thinking all the freaking time. All right, so let's drop this down. Let's put this up on the screen. Christian Watson. Let's see if we can get that snap count for you, Coach. So Is it going to show the entire snap count? Do we have run block snaps? It's not showing everything here, is it? Well, darn it. We got 4 targets, 4 catches his first game back, right? These are his pass snaps. So let me see if I can go over. So pass snaps, 25 passing plays, it looks like, Coach. And it is not showing the run snaps, unfortunately. Okay. But 25 pass snaps, I mean, that's I don't feel like that's a snap count to you. He's definitely on running plays too. So if I had to guess, Coach, he's probably with our run to pass ratio and there in Pittsburgh, I feel like we threw the ball a little bit more than we ran it probably. So yeah, I would say he was probably on about a 40 snaps, something like that. If you guys got the exact snaps, throw them in the chat. So yeah, there wasn't really anything there with Christian. So maybe they'll throw Jayden out there and do the same thing. So I think it's realistic to say that Jayden Reed could see the same amount of snaps, right? Maybe 35 to 45 snaps, which may be significant enough. So let's see here in the chat. One last thing here. I hope I'm saying this right. Is it Dana? Dana, I think. Daniel, maybe. Danal. Anyway, I apologize. Danal, maybe. Maybe it's Danamas. What about Savion? Will he be playing? I haven't heard anything. Oh, that's right. No, wasn't he he's listed as out yesterday, right? Is anybody? Yep, there we go. Joe Pack Joe. Savion rolled out. Yes, that's right. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he was listed on the injury report as out. So he'll be out there. I agree, Coach. It's a lot of snaps, right, for a guy coming back from an ACL. So I think you're going to see a significant amount of Jayden Reed. It's going to come down to Matthew Golden, right? Is Matthew Golden going to be active tomorrow? That's going to be the big thing that determines how many snaps Jayden gets. If Golden's out there, they'll probably see similar snaps because they're going to play similar roles. But yeah, for the most part, I think that's kind of what we're looking at. So it's going to be fun, man. You guys let me know if you're watching this video back later. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about Jayden Reed? How many snaps would you play him? Right? That's what I want to know. How many snaps would you play Jayden Reed? And how effective do you think he's going to be? Do you think he's going to skip any beat? You think he's going to be as effective as he was before? We want to hear from you guys in the comments. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live in the future. Jason Y in the chat, last one, says Wicks can have a huge game. I mean, we seen it last week, right? So yeah, I think it's realistic to think that Wicks can go out there and do it again. I really do. So it's gonna be a blast, man. Maybe they lean on Wicks and get Jayden 10 to 15 snaps, and maybe Matthew Golden 10 to 15 snaps, and they roll with Romeo, Dontavion Wicks, and Christian Watson. It's gonna be a lot of fun though, guys. It's almost game day. We'll be back tomorrow, roughly an hour and a half before kickoff. So make sure you click subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified when we go live for our PTA pregame show. And then immediately following the game, we'll be bringing you in-depth analysis. We'll be bringing you live press conferences. We'll go through the box score together. We'll talk about our favorite plays of the game, and we'll break everything down with this Packers-Bears matchup at Lambeau Field. So that's it, guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Let's go enjoy these conference championship games. Look like it's 0-0 in the first quarter between Georgia and Alabama. It's number 9 team and the number 3 team. Going to have some huge implications on the college football playoff. But thank y'all so much for taking time out of your day to hang out here. We really, really appreciate it. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. My name's Clayton. This is PTA. Go Pack, go.
Here we go.
We're out.
Bye, guys.